Hey guys, this is Brian with Inspiring How You See That. We're the channel that talks about all different kinds of music and entertainment, and we interview some of your favorite artists. Today I have a very special guest. I have Frankie Soleil with me today, and Frankie, thank you so much for spending this time with us.
Of course, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be talking with you.
Absolutely, and we're here in Columbus, and this is your hometown, correct?
It is, yes. I'm from Gahanna, and then I lived in Hilliard for a while, but I'm all over Columbus, so.
Nice. And so you actually were telling me you just did a show last night, and that's the first one in quite a while.
Yeah, it was our first show in like a year and a half, maybe 2 years between that time. It was to celebrate Kayla Keller. She's a photographer from Columbus. It was her birthday.
Okay.
So she had 4 bands from Columbus, one from out of town actually,
Nice.
come and put on a show. It was Cotter, Paper Lung, and Antlerhead. And
Okay. Excellent. So happy belated birthday, Kayla.
Yes, yes.
So how did it feel to be back on stage?
It was so good. I absolutely miss like the energy and everything that surrounds live shows and even just the local shows, like when you are playing bars and stuff, because it's such a personal experience with the audience. So,
Sure.
yeah.
Awesome. Now, watching your music, and I found it on YouTube, and I really liked your style because you've got kind of like a folk rock. How would you describe it?
We say we're alt rock.
Okay.
It's kind of just whatever we're feeling at the time of writing.
Sure.
It's just kind of a general. I did start with like folk singer-songwriter music, so I'm sure that that's why it kind of carries over to the rock music as well, which is really cool, honestly. I love mixing different genres and vibes and
Sure.
seeing what happens.
And that's the nice thing, all your songs don't sound the same.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We try.
And one of the ones I like of your originals, because you've done a lot of covers as well, but Skins I really like. And you have online where it's like an acoustic version.
Yeah, we hopefully will be releasing the like live version that we play on stage soon, so stay tuned for that. But that song I actually wrote in like 8th grade, 8th grade, maybe freshman year, and that's one of the songs that's I've just carried with me, and I've always loved it. It comes from a very honest place in my life.
Sure.
And so I like to always look back and like see how far I've come, like with lyrics and everything. Yeah.
Nice. Now, do you have a full band with you? Because I know in some of the videos I've seen a couple guys that are playing with you.
Yeah, so Brian Ream is my guitarist, and then Mark Fullen is my drummer.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both very talented. Definitely check them out.
Very cool. Now, one of the videos that I really, it hit me watching was one you did a number of years ago, and you were singing a cover of Demi Lotto's Warrior.
Yeah.
And you were holding up doing the whole like card message thing, and you were talking about when you had been bullied in school.
Yeah.
So if you wouldn't mind just kind of telling everybody how that came about.
I think that everyone has experience with bullying in one way, shape, or form, unfortunately, just because kids can be really mean.
Yeah.
I don't think that they necessarily understand how much impact things that you say or do can have on, like, your future self. So I went through some pretty severe bullying. It was mostly cyberbullying, so people calling me, texting me,
Sure.
things that weren't very nice, and I ended up having to like change my phone number, and I moved from Gahanna to Hilliard to my dad's, and that's basically what I did to kind of get away from it and
Sure.
chill out and start over a little bit. I've said this before. I wouldn't change like what happened to me. I think that everything I have been through with bullying and then with like family life and everything, whatever happens, it was meant to happen to create who you are and give you the lessons you needed to learn to
Sure.
get to the place that you are. And I think that it's helped me with my music. I mean, even Skins and Anxiety were written at that time when I was getting like bullied.
Sure.
So, I mean, you can take whatever pain that is given to you, whatever hurt that you've been through, and you can flip that and change it into something that empowers you.
Sure. And it's beautiful. Take something horrible and make it beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've always felt that, I think God lets things happen to certain people because He knows, one, it'll make them stronger,
Yeah.
and then you can help others
Exactly.
through it.
Exactly. And it's very important, I think, that when things do happen to you, that you don't hold on to the hate for other people and the trauma and everything, because in the long run, it really is only going to keep you in that same place,
Right.
like when you hold on to those things. So that's a really big, important lesson that I learned from that, and it's helped me already in my life. So,
Sure. Absolutely. And not only that, but that may be them lashing out because they're experiencing something.
Exactly. I've very much learned that when people are negative towards you, it's usually because there's something inside of them that just feels like they need to put you in that place so that they think it's going to make them feel better, but at the end of the day, it doesn't.
Sure. So a lot of reviews and a lot of people that are going to like your music are going to be younger. Maybe they're going through that now.
Yeah.
What is maybe a word of advice that you would want to give them?
It does get better. There are always going to be people that will try and hurt you and bring you down, but it's almost, if you kind of embrace it, I know that's kind of weird, but if you embrace it and kind of realize that it doesn't necessarily mean anything towards you as a person. These are their own opinions, and everybody's reality is based on what they've learned and what they've been taught.
Sure.
So just because in their reality they have a certain opinion of you or feelings towards you, it's their reality, not yours. So
You're not bound by what they think.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone has the right to have their own opinions.
Sure. Awesome. Now, how would you, let me rephrase that, who has been some of the musical influences? Because in my video I mentioned that you kind of remind me a little bit of like Elle King with the style that you sing.
Yeah.
And so I hear a little bit of that. And like a tad of like Billie Eilish, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think you're better than her, but that's my personal opinion.
I love you, Billie.
But what would you say has been some artists that?
I mean, I've listened to everything. My dad was a Deadhead. I was named after a Grateful Dead song, so I've listened to like underground punk rock, the Carter Family, and like Johnny Cash.
Awesome.
I grew up on that. So I have a lot of different influences. I went through my super emo alt rock phase, in the early 2000s. So definitely like All Time Lows in there.
Oh yeah.
All those emo punk bands. I think that the more influences you have, the more original your music can be. So I just try and branch out and listen to whatever I can.
Nice. So you have a very varied musical background as far as what you listen to.
Yeah, I've definitely been lucky because my parents always listened to like different music and good music. So I was merged into that from a young age.
Nice. Now I know you just recently had a new song come out within the past couple months.
Yes.
If you wouldn't mind telling fans about that one.
Yeah, we released Colors. This is another song that has sat with me for a while. I wrote Colors probably freshman or sophomore year, so a while back. It started out as a very, very slow, I guess, kind of folk song, and over time I kind of realized that I wanted it to be more in your face. Like, I wanted it to say something different than what it was originally saying.
Okay.
Because I did write the song from a very timid, like, place of, like, oh, I'm the victim, I'm, like, everything is my fault. Like, you get in that headspace. It's very hard to get yourself out of it. And as I kind of evolved and grew up, I realized that it's not my fault, and I have every right to take back the power that's been taken away from me. And
Sure.
I think that everyone has that right. You don't have to take someone else's power away to feel powerful.
Okay.
And I think that that's really what I want people to realize with Colors. I want them to listen to it and be like, yes, like I can do anything.
Nice. That's an awesome lesson. It was funny because when you were saying that it started out slow, I'm like, that one had more of a rock.
Yeah.
I was thinking as you're telling me.
Yeah, I know. If you heard the original, you would not recognize it.
So you should release that now. So
I know. Do like a acoustic version.
Now, are you working on new songs, or is there an album in the works, or?
I want to release an EP next. I've mainly focused on singles up to this point, but I really think that I'm at a good point where I can go to the studio and have the time to actually work on something that's more in depth. So I want to release like probably between 5 or 6 songs.
Okay.
At first, at least. There's a couple that I'm currently working on, but the skins will be probably on that as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So very exciting.
Now, I've asked a number of artists that who they could tour with if they wanted, if they could pick one. But yours, I kind of want to take a little bit of a difference. So,
Okay.
as a songwriter, if you could write with any songwriter, alive or dead, who would you choose? Kind of putting you on the spot.
I know. Probably, like Amy Winehouse.
Okay.
I don't know. I would love to work with her.
Yeah.
Rest her soul. She was amazing.
Yeah. That would be really cool.
Yeah. There's so many good ones. I think I have always had a place in my heart for like Taylor Swift's writing skills. I know that's kind of a different one. We definitely have a different vibe, but I think that she is a very talented songwriter.
Okay.
And she's been doing it for, forever.
Sure.
Like, when you can consistently keep releasing songs that, like, are relevant and everything, like,
Right.
you're doing something right.
You're not going to write like a breakup song like she does with it.
Probably not. It's not really my vibe. I don't want to give anyone that much credit.
Exactly. Nice. So, is there anything before we wrap this up, Frankie, that you'd like to say to fans?
Thank you for sticking with me. I'm excited for what's next, and I hope you guys are having a beautiful week, a beautiful day. And if you are ever in the Columbus area, try and come out to one of our shows. I'd love to see some of you.
Nice. Thank you so much again. We appreciate
Yeah.
this. Where can fans follow you online?
We are Frankie Soleil on all social media platforms. YouTube, Twitter. Yeah, pretty simple.
Nice, and we'll put it all down there.
Okay.
And you guys got to check her out. I'm telling you, her music is phenomenal. We're very excited to see what you're coming up with next. So
Thank
my
you.
next goal is I want to see you perform live.
So we'll have to come to Pennsylvania.
There you go. There you go. It's not
Yeah.
far.
It's not. We can do it.
So that's going to happen.
Yes.
But again, thank you so much. This has been amazing.
Of course.
Everybody, thank you so much for spending this time with us. As always, we love you guys. God bless, and rock on.